What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you so much for all the super chats. I really appreciate that. Vanessa Dubois, you're so kind. Thank you so much. And Uncomfortable Truth, thank you so much for those super chats. I really appreciate it. So I just left this stream up because the situation is really, really serious right now. So I wanted to alert everybody to what's going on. So we currently have uh, RQ-4 Global Hawk flying over northern Poland, which is extremely unusual, very, very unusual. So that's very concerning. And we have B-1s arriving in Turkey at the Incirlik Air Base, which is where nuclear weapons are stored in Turkey. So the U.S. is getting ready for a possible nuclear escalation, guys. And there's two Iranian missile ships in the Red Sea. Okay, so it's just the situation just keeps getting worse and worse. This is a really, really serious situation, guys. Very, very concerning what's going on. Um, so let's see here. What's going on? So here we have Forte 11, guys. Look at this. This is just ridiculous. I mean, I've never seen Forte 11 flying over Poland like that. It's very, very concerning, guys. I'm very concerned. It's a very concerning situation right now. So let me just see what you guys are saying in the chat here. How current is the info? It's from today, Ingrid. It's from today. So all the info in the ticker on the top is from today. Angela Dunn, Diva's mom. How's it going, Diva's mom? Ross Snyderman, good to see you. T.W. Perry, the man of the hour has arrived. Thank you, Ross. I appreciate that. KL, how's it going, KL? How's it going, Ingrid? Ingrid Perez. Thank you guys for tuning in and for supporting me. Kin Koi, thanks for moderating all evening. Duramax, good to see you. So very serious situation, guys. Very serious. I think we're on the verge of some kind of massive escalation on multiple fronts potentially. Quake Bravo, hey Prepper, has anything new happened since your update video earlier? I haven't had a chance to check. I was out in the evening. I didn't get a chance to check. I'm gonna check right now. While we're live, I'll look for some info, and we can check for info together, basically. And then I'll do another update in the morning, or not in the morning, but sometime tomorrow during the day. So Forte 11 has been in the Black Sea for months and months, right? Can't imagine why it would possibly be in Poland. Yeah, it's very unusual for this thing to be in Poland. I mean, this is the first time that it's been in Poland, so it's extremely concerning. Very, very concerning. I'm very concerned about it. It's very unusual. It's out of the ordinary, to say the least. Probably the first time Forte 11's been in Poland, so something could be brewing over there. Um, see if I can share some other. Let's check. Let's check some other stuff here. Let me see. Let me see something here. Just gonna check some of the other regions. I'm gonna check for news right now, guys. Uh, so we got two P8 Poseidon sub hunters patrolling the eastern Mediterranean right now. Looks like one is about to relieve the other one. Um, so nothing too unusual there. You just grab a picture of that. This is historic, guys. We've never seen anything like this before. This is insane what's going on. Um, see what's going on over the U.S. right now. Let's see. There's supposed to be a ballistic missile test today over the U.S. Or not over the U.S., but um, there's supposed to be a test of the Minuteman III from Vandenberg. No nuclear warplanes in the air right now. That's pretty unusual. Just some tankers, so pretty interesting. So look at where this thing is going. Forte 11. It's flying all along the eastern border of Poland. I mean, this is just ridiculous, guys. This is insane. It's flying right in the area where Russia has their forces in Belarus, Kaliningrad. So I'm very concerned. And let me see what you guys are saying here. Check the chat. Thanks for sharing the link, TW Perry. I appreciate you sharing the PayPal link. Yeah, another way to donate is to go through PayPal. PayPal, they don't take money. Like YouTube takes like 30% of donations. A lot of people don't know that, but let's say you donate like $10, YouTube will take like $3. So if you're gonna make like bigger donations, a lot of times it's better to do it through PayPal. This way, I'm gonna receive like over 95% of it. Sonic Popo asking my take on sleeper cells in the USA. I think there's tons of sleeper cells. I think they're all over the place. I think they're waiting to get their orders to attack, which could happen very soon. I think it could happen very, very soon. Ross Snyderman says terror attack threats are at an all-time high. Yep, you're damn right. They are. Very concerning, guys. Very concerning. So not only do we have to deal with World War III, possibly nuclear war with Russia, but now we got to deal with, terrorism here in the U.S. The FBI is saying that the terror threat now is the highest ever. Um, so it's not looking good. The situation is just getting worse and worse every day. Um, it's really sad. Very sad situation. But we need to be prepared for all different scenarios. Anything can happen at this point. I mean, we just don't know how this can play out, but it could be very serious. Let's see, what are you guys saying here? Checking the chat. Thank you, Angela Dunn. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's not looking so promising, Ross. I agree. Nate Bradley, what's going on? Angie K. Ingrid says you're doing an awesome job, by the way. Thank you, Ingrid. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Quake Bravo is asking, will people go to school and their day jobs if all terrorist attacks are happening? It's hard to say. I mean, it's really hard to say, but my guess is that a lot of people may stay home, or work remotely more often. Um, so I'm going to start going through some of the news here and see if we have any updates since my last one. So you guys that are tuning in, you're going to get a sneak peek at my update for the morning or for the day tomorrow. So we have Israeli Air Force distributing leaflets in southern Lebanon. I don't think the Israeli Air Force has distributed leaflets yet in southern Lebanon. That's new. The Israeli Air Force distributed leaflets in southern Lebanon to Lebanese citizens and Hezbollah. Um, so here's one of the leaflets. Let me see if I can share it for you guys. See if I can put it up on the screen. Scott Van Hewlin, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that. Raptor News. I've never heard of Raptor News. I'll check them out. Troop movements and events of the day with IDF and Israel. Check out Raptor News. Thank you. I'll check it out. Ingrid says, we appreciate you, Greg. Thank you, Ingrid. I appreciate that. Check out the Duramax channel as well. Duramax is in here, I think. He's got a good channel. Let me just share this leaflet that Israel apparently started to share in Lebanon. See, I'm going to read it to you guys. So the leaflet says the Hezbollah has brought destruction, displacement, and death to you in the past with its policy of isolation. Can you pay this price again? Know that the IDF will act with all necessary force against any terrorist act from Lebanon against the state of Israel. That's what the Israeli Air Force leaflet says that they just dropped over. They just dropped that over southern Lebanon, guys. Diva's mom says you sound tired. Yeah, I am a little bit tired. Yeah, it's been a busy weekend, that's for sure. The last month has been so busy. Just haven't had a chance to relax. Just so much news. Titan Intel, thank you so much, Titan Intel. I appreciate that. A leaflet is just a piece of paper. That's all. See if I can get it up on the screen. Let me see here. See if I can get that on the screen for you. So this is the latest leaflet that the Israeli Air Force put out on over southern Lebanon. Let me see. That's the latest leaflet that was dropped over southern Lebanon. Okay, and it's directed to the Lebanese people, basically trying to get the Lebanese people to turn against Hezbollah. Um, so this is the first time that Israel's dropped a leaflet over southern Lebanon. Um, we have Israel flying electronic surveillance planes near Damascus and southern Syria. Let's see what else is going on here. We already have a lot of Israeli soldiers killed and injured. So the casualties are starting for Israel. They're starting to take some casualties. Um, let me see what else is going on here. Yemen declared war on Israel, in case you guys aren't aware of that. Yemen declared war on Israel, um, which is just absolutely insane. So this is just going to keep escalating. I'm checking some of the news now. Just going through some of the headlines. See if anything new came about tonight. USA stores nukes in Turkey, Germany, and perhaps other NATO air bases. Yeah, they store nukes in 6 countries. It's Germany, Turkey, Italy, Belgium, uh, the Netherlands, and I think I'm missing. There's one more. Can't remember the 6th one. Um, so anybody just tuning in new to my channel, this is a pro-Israel channel. I support Israel, and this is a pro-Israel, pro-Ukraine, pro-NATO, pro-America channel. Just so you guys are aware, you're not going to see any hateful comments towards any of those countries or organizations from me. Um, so So I'm just checking the news, guys. I'm seeing if there's anything new coming out. Looks like Hamas launched more rockets, and so did Yemen. Looks like Yemen fired another rocket. Looks like it was intercepted. Um, so now we have Yemen officially entering the war. So the Yemen military and then also the Houthi rebels, they're both They both entered the war. Um, so that's pretty concerning. Um, and yesterday or today was the first time in Israel's history that a medium range ballistic missile was ever fired at it. So that's very, very bad news. Even though the missile was intercepted, but it just shows where we're going with this. Um, we had John Kirby earlier today warning Iran again, or not Iran, Hezbollah, and it looks like Friday, the leader of Hezbollah is going to be giving some kind of a speech. So we'll have to see what he says. Could be some major speech, you know. Karen Red Green, thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. How many terrorists poured across the Mexican border today? I'm sure a lot. I'm sure a lot. Um, isn't the Yemen government a Saudi proxy? I don't think so. I think Yemen is more of an Iranian proxy, from what I understand. Iran has given them all the missiles that they have. Sonic Popo Speed Pig says, "Pray for Israel, the IDF soldiers, and the peace of Jerusalem. This will be ugly." Yeah, please pray for Israel. Please pray for the Israeli forces, the Israeli soldiers. Keep them in your prayers. You know, ask God to watch over them. This is a very, very sad situation here. Israel is literally surrounded on all sides, you know, getting attacked from all directions. And we still have people in this world condemning Israel, even though they're so much smaller than all these countries. You know, they still want to take over Israel, even though Israel is so small. Um, but this is just going to escalate, guys. It's just going to continue escalating. There's no end in sight. It doesn't look like anyway. You know, I hope that Israel somehow, you know, wins and there's no escalation, but it seems like it's going to escalate somehow. We got a massive amount of equipment going into the region. 2 aircraft carrier strike groups from the U.S., 1 British aircraft carrier, and who knows what else they're sending that they're not telling us about. You know, they don't say everything. They don't tell everything that they're sending. Scott Van Heulen, thank you for the donation. I was under the impression the USS Roosevelt carrier group was in the Persian Gulf. Do we know where she's at? Yeah, the Roosevelt. I'm not sure where the Roosevelt is. The Eisenhower is supposed to go to the Persian Gulf. Let me see if we can find a. They have a trackers different. Can track the. They're hard to track, but there's open source info that you can use to track everything. Um, So we have this is coming from USNI News. They have a tracker. Let me get that up on the screen. Let's see. See if I can. I'm going to get this up on the full screen for you. So this is the tracker from USNI News, and you can see this was updated Sunday afternoon. So it's a little bit little bit old, but generally speaking, we can see where everything is. The USS George Washington is off the east coast here. We have the USS Boxer off the west coast. The Dwight Eisenhower is a little further east than what they're showing here. It's closer to the Gerald Ford. Um, and the Baton amphibious assault ship is in the Red Sea right now. It was supposed to go to the Eastern Mediterranean, but now it's going to stay in the Red Sea, which is interesting. Why they would change that? We have the Ronald Reagan Carrier Strike Group in the Philippines, and we have the Carl Vinson somewhere near Guam. So that's where everything is at right now. Juno Jenny, thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'm assuming you're from Juneau, Alaska, probably. Looks like we got some people coming in. People are starting to come into the chat now. Um, does anyone think the sudden appearance of the deadly Zaire strain of Ebola in the Congo? Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. That was that Ebola outbreak in 2014. I remember that. That was really strange. Yeah, I don't believe that that was organic, but I can't really say too much on here about my thoughts about that. But yeah, I'm with you on that one. Um, yeah, this is just crazy, guys. Forte 11 just making these crazy patterns here in Poland. Um, yeah, the Ebola outbreak was very scary. Drusilla says, I feel Ezekiel 38 and 39 war is upon us. It certainly seems that way, especially the way Turkey is talking about everything. Turkey is basically, um, going 100% in support of Hamas. Which is very strange. Very strange. Erdogan or Erdogan, the leader of Turkey, he said that Hamas is not a terrorist organization, which is just insane. And then he also said that Israel is an occupier. I mean, just crazy things, that he said. And this is coming from a NATO country. Turkey is a NATO country. They have like over 60 nuclear weapons. And he's saying these types of things. I mean, it's just insane. Um, so, Rodney Middleton, thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate it. Must be coffee time for you, Greg. On me, mate. Thank you so much, Rodney. I appreciate it. I hope everything's going well over there across the pond. Thank you for that coffee money. Appreciate that. So let me go through some more sources here and let's see if there's anything new coming out in the last couple of hours. Let's see, just scrolling through some of my sources. Yeah, so the missile fired from Yemen to Israel traveled 1,700 kilometers. That's 1,000 miles. The missile that Israel shot down. It's just insane. And Israel's trying to cut off Gaza City. They're trying to surround it. I think that's what we're going to see in the coming hours. Um, Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said that we paid heavy prices the last day in Gaza. So it looks like they're losing some troops. There's intense firefights going on in Gaza right now. So the Israeli defense minister said he said there are achievements in the Gaza war, but we paid huge prices on the last day. So it looks like Israel lost some men, unfortunately. Um, so yeah, so we got one P8 Poseidon going back to Sigonella probably, and the other one is just replacing it. So they're basically on 24-hour duty now, constantly covering this area. What's going on, Joe? How's it going? I hear mouse clicking. Yeah, I'm just searching around, checking different sources. Has anyone's animals been acting weird? I haven't noticed anything. Um, is this a 24-hour stream? I don't think I'll keep it up 24 hours. I might shut it down in a little while. Overnight, I might shut it down overnight and then maybe restart during the day. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I restart it during the day? In the morning, let's say I'll restart it in the morning. Or what do you guys think? And yeah, so much news, Ross. It's insane how much news there is. It's insane. Did I see the Russian Air Force from Moscow to Syria? I didn't see that today, but it doesn't surprise me at all. Shut it down and restart it in the morning. We all need rest. Yeah, we all do need rest. I agree. Rest is critical. Um, 2 updates, then live. Okay, Mike, sounds good. That's a good idea. Greg Krug says get some sleep. Next Wednesday sure is getting close, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Do I think the bombers are picking up nuclear weapons in Turkey? It's very possible. It's very possible that they're picking up nuclear weapons there. I mean, why else would they land there? It seems pretty clear to me, you know. Or they're just there on standby. They may not. I think they're just there on standby. So if something happens, they have nuclear bombers in Turkey ready to go, and all they have to they're probably going to load them up and keep them loaded. So all they have to do is just take off and fly. that's probably what they're going to do. Is they're going to load up the bomb bays, because the B1s have internal bomb bays, so they have to load them up. They have like a rotary launcher, and they're going to load up that rotary launcher, and there's so much firepower that the U.S. has that they could use against Iran. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's but yeah, they're definitely there for a nuclear response if they have to go nuclear. Margin, thank you for the donation. Fasten your seatbelts. Margin says, yeah, we definitely have to fasten our seatbelts. That's for sure. Juno Jenny says restart it when it escalates more. So yeah, in the morning. Okay, sounds good. Turkey has an enormous Islamic-led army and one of the world's largest collection of drones. Yeah, if Turkey decides to go after Israel, it would be really bad. Hopefully they don't. In Kurlik Air Base, yes, in Kurlik, that's right. Let's see, I'm just going through some headlines here. I'll do another update during the day, by the way, tomorrow, like midday, early afternoonish. I'll do another update probably. And then probably another update in the evening as well. So just so you guys are aware. It's just crazy what's going on right now. So we're hearing that the two B-1 bombers that went to Incirlik carried out a hot pit refueling for the first time in Turkey. Apparently, that's what they did there. But I mean, just very, very concerning information here. Going through some of the info here. More explosions reported in eastern Syria at another American air base. Another American air base targeted last night. Anthony Blinken is going to be arriving in Israel on Friday for his second visit to Israel. Turkish President Erdogan today sent a clear message regarding the Palestinian situation. If the countries of the region are ready to cooperate together, then we as Turkey are also ready to participate. We believe that Israel, which seems to have completely lost its mind and is behaving like an organization, must be stopped as soon as possible. A new security mechanism must be created with the cooperation of existing forces in the region. If such a step is taken, we as Turkey are ready to make our contribution. The Israeli administration, relying on the unconditional support of Europe and America, has been committing crimes against humanity in front of the whole world for exactly 25 days. The international press is also silent and seeking coverage for Israel. The total volume of humanitarian aid of our country reached 213 tons. We will increase assistance as transitions are allowed. Erdogan also stressed that Turkey will file a lawsuit against Israel in the International Criminal Court. So it's very weird what's going on with Turkey. I mean, it's like kind of right out of the Bible, Turkey going against Israel. But the B-1 bombers arriving in Turkey, very concerning. And then the two Iranian missile ships in the Red Sea. Those two Iranian missile ships are literally right next to our forces. The Iranian foreign minister is going to Turkey. That's pretty interesting. The crazy guy. So he was in Qatar, and now he's going to Turkey. Pretty interesting that the Turkish president would meet with the Iranian foreign minister. It's like right out of the Bible, guys. All these countries go against Israel in the end times. So it looks like Israel suffered some losses in the last 24 hours in their initial campaign. They've suffered some losses. Um, we're hearing from a Russian military expert that the Houthi rebels in Yemen have more modern weapons than Hezbollah. So, pretty interesting. Simple cooking made simple. Thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Hope you're having a great night tonight. Rob52 says, we are living in the last days before the coming of the Lord. I totally agree. Yes, no cussing in the chat. Light cussing is okay, but no F words. Nothing too strong, you know. Blue Bee Grace says, that's why I like this channel. Thank you, Blue Bee Grace. It's good to see you in here tonight. Did I see the rumor about Putin being dead? Yeah, he's not dead. He just spoke. So I heard he had cardiac arrest, which I think that's very possible. I mean, he's old, you know. So it's possible he had cardiac arrest, but he's definitely not dead. Um, you know, he's making comments, so if he was dead, he wouldn't be able to do that. Let's see here. What other information do I have? The White House has admitted that Hamas is holding nearly 500 Americans hostage. Okay. That's very concerning, guys. 500 Americans being held hostage. Absolutely insane. Um, Russia has arrested 550 people in Dagestan over that airport incident, and they're facing 5 to 15 years in prison. That's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. And Russian prisons are no joke. You don't want to be in a Russian prison, that's for sure. They're definitely not a place you want to be. They're not. They're not. You know, not a place you want to be in. You know, Russian prison is definitely not much worse than a U.S. prison. That's for sure. So. Let's see here. Yeah, Lee Wheelbarger is a friend of mine. I talk to him on the phone sometimes. Um, I know a lot of people don't like Lee Wheelbarger because of his personality, but he's actually a good guy. He doesn't. Sometimes he can come across a certain way, you know, but he's a good guy. Once you get to know him, you know he's a pretty. He's been pretty good to me recently, so um, I have nothing bad to say about him. And if that's what people are asking me to do, I'm not going to do it. Um, Operator 357, how's it going? It's an embarrassment to Russia that a group infiltrated their airport security. Yeah, it is an embarrassment. You're right. Yeah, they were like an angry mob. It was like zombies, just running through the airport. Um, that's another reason why it's so important to have a self defense tool. If you have an angry mob chasing after you, you want to have some kind of a force multiplier that can scatter a crowd. Places like Russia, unfortunately, they they don't have a lot of firearms freedoms there. Kind of reminds me of the movie World War Z. Yeah, it does. It did remind me of World War Z with all the. I wish I could share the footage. I don't know if you guys have seen the footage, but it's easy to find. You just look up the airport in Russia on Twitter. You'll see the video footage of these freaking people running through the airport looking for Israelis. They were just running around like maniacs. Um, you know, just like totally, just like animals. Basically, they were running around like animals. Flood the tunnels with seawater. It's an interesting concept. Tactical pens are cheap. That's true. Yeah, tactical pen. You could do a lot with it. I mean, the first thing with a tactical pen is that if you have to use your fist, it prevents your. If you hold the pen, it will prevent your fingers from breaking. Lewis Collins says, God bless Poland. Savvy Fuoco says, I enjoy watching KLW World News and NYPrepper. Thank you, Savvy. I appreciate that. Um, so, tactical pens are illegal in New York. Wow, I didn't know that. Is that true? That's crazy. That must be a new law. That's crazy. If that's true, that's crazy. Um, Yeah, Lee's been posting more on Rumble. He still goes on YouTube, but he's been posting more on Rumble. Also, Off Grid Desert Farmer is on. He's on Rumble more than YouTube as well. Operator 357 says tactical pens are aluminum and knurled so they don't slip out of your hand. Yeah, they're very useful, the tactical pens. Arc 911 says still pro Greg. Don't have to agree on every single point. Never heard of tactical pens being illegal anywhere in New York. New York wants its citizens unarmed. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really sad what happened to New York. When I was a kid, New York was actually a pretty decent place, and it's like crazy now. Um, it's really sad what happened to New York with the politicians there just destroyed it. It's really sad. Let's see what other news here do I have for you. So it looks like this Friday, Hezbollah is going to declare war on Israel. That's what it seems like. Um, so, so this Friday is going to be something big is going to happen this Friday. Let's see. I'm just checking some more news here. I don't have any other news for now. Um, I don't have anything else really. I I think that's pretty much it. Looks like Forte 11 is on its way back now. Forte 11 is heading back. But man, look at all this reconnaissance that it's done over Poland tonight. It's very concerning, guys. Very concerning. Whisper Quietly, thank you so much for that donation. I really appreciate it. Is Friday the beginning? It could be, yeah. Friday could be the beginning of the major escalation that everybody's concerned about. Hezbollah might declare war on Friday, so yeah, Friday could be the beginning. Yep. Kevin Krause says get some sleep. Dorothy Salmon says I'd like to move to Kentucky in the country with a basement. It's a great choice. Kentucky's a great place to live. A lot of options in Kentucky. Joanne Julia says praying for Poland too. Lord protect them always. Thank you, Joanne. I appreciate that. God bless you too, Ross. They want the entire country without guns. That's right. That's definitely true. T.W. Perry, thank you for sharing my nuclear war survival link, nuclear war survival playlist, and my website. Thank you for sharing my website. I appreciate that. Yeah, they're gonna try to do a multi-front invasion. That could be something that we might see. We could see Russia attack the Baltics or Poland. We could see North Korea attack South Korea. We could see China attack Taiwan, and then um, we could see a bunch of countries attack Israel, and this could all happen at the same time. So we'll see maybe Iran and Turkey and Hezbollah and Houthi rebels and Egypt and Syrian militias, Iraqi militias, Islamic jihadists all attack Israel at once. Then Russia would attack the Baltics and Poland. Then North Korea would attack South Korea, and then China would attack Taiwan. And they could coordinate it like that, where they hit all those areas at the same time. And that's what I'm very concerned about. I'm very concerned that this could actually happen. Which would be the beginning of that would be World War III. That would be World War III if that happens. So we'll have to wait and see how things play out. Pamela, thank you so much for the donations. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a great Halloween. How Dave is asking, how do you get off of Long Island during SHTF once the city is targeted? I actually have some friends on Long Island, and I've had this discussion with them before. Your best bet to get off of Long Island is you're going to need a boat. It's going to be very hard for you to get off of Long Island without a boat, because once SHTF comes, all the roads are going to be clogged up. There's only a few bridges that lead out of Long Island to the mainland, so it's going to be very difficult. All the highways, all the bridges will be clogged. So your only option is going to be, the best option is to have a boat, with your supplies, and fill up the boat with your supplies, and then cross the Long Island Sound, and then go up to northern New Hampshire. That's your best bet. Or maybe come to where I'm at, Pennsylvania. Whisper Quietly, thank you so much for the donation. BRICS are trying to eliminate corruption. Yeah, maybe they are. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the BRICS countries. I don't think they're any better than I don't trust the BRICS countries. I don't think they're some kind of saviors or anything like that. They're just looking out for their own interests, just like anyone else. Um, I don't understand why people hate Jewish or Israel. Yeah, I don't understand it either. It's there's just it's just evil. It's just evil. Barry Woodward, what notice do you think the West Coast would get if China and North Korea launched ballistic missiles? You would get an emergency alert system on your phone, on the TVs, and you would probably have 20 minutes or so before the warheads detonate. So you won't have much time. You won't have much time. What are my thoughts on the New York Marathon coming up? Yeah, the New York Marathon. There could be some, you know, there could be some kind of a terrorist attack during the New York Marathon. I mean, just remember uh, the Boston bombing. That happened during the Boston Marathon. Um, Arc 911 says, "Get some sleep, Greg. Definitely have friends in PA." Thank you, Arc 911. I appreciate that. Operator 357 says, "Check out Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Some of his mag have plans out of Long Island and New York by boat. You will have to talk with them about it." Yeah, if anybody's interested, anybody in the Long Island area or southern New York, check out my buddy Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Um, he's local to that area, so it's definitely worth to check his channel out and reach out to him. And get in touch with him and his group because he's local. So you can meet other people in the area. So definitely check him out if you're on Long Island. Quackland, thank you so much for that donation. Chihuahua News here. Great reporting, NYPrepper. Thank you. I see all your tweets on Twitter. Thank you, Chihuahua News. I appreciate that. Thank you for that super chat. I hope you're having a great evening. And let me know if there's anything I can do to help you out. I don't know if you're trying to grow your channel or not. Or I think you're on Twitter mostly, right? FBI says terror alert higher than ever. Yep. What about Kingwood, Texas? Any preppers in Kingwood, Texas area? So I think I'm going to wind down the stream, guys. I don't have any other breaking news to cover, and it's getting late, and I have some things I want to do before I go to sleep, and I got to get some sleep. So TW Perry, thank you for sharing Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival's channel. Yeah, so any of you guys in the New York City area, check out Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. The link is was just shared by TW Perry. If you're interested in meeting up with people from that area. Thank you guys for all your super chats. Thanks for all your support. I really appreciate it. Barry Woodward, thank you very much. Drusilla, Oklahoma Freedom, Anne Marie, 1,000 Years Damage Inc., Mr. Nemo, Ross Snyderman, conspiracy collaborator, Angela Commander, thank you, Angela Commander. So thank you guys so much for all your support, and I'll be back tomorrow with another update. So make sure you have your bell icon set up so you get notified when I post the emergency alerts. And I also have a Patreon. I post some extra stuff to my Patreon occasionally. And I also post a little bit extra stuff for my members. So if you're interested, you can become a member here on YouTube, or you can join my Patreon for some extra stuff there. Um, yeah, it's getting cold out, so make sure you stay warm. Keep a wool blanket in your car. Think about your winter preps. Make sure that you change out your gear. If you have a bug out bag, put your winter stuff in your bug out bag. Keep some warm clothes in your vehicle. Keep some warm boots in your vehicle. Keep a wool blanket in your vehicle. That's what I do, in case you get stuck on the side of the road. So if you have extra clothes so you don't freeze. Dustin P, thank you for that super chat. I really appreciate it. New York City is a primary target. Yeah, definitely is for sure. Operator, definitely. ARC 911. Have a great night, ARC 911. Thank you so much, and have a safe flight to New Mexico. Operator says I'm in the Catskills. You can contact me as well as if you need a place to go. So there you have it, guys. Anybody from New York City, reach out to Operator 357, or you can send me an email and I'll reach out to him. Ingrid, have a great night. And that's all I got for now, guys. I will be back tomorrow with more updates. Not sure if I'll go live or what I'm going to do yet, but I'm definitely going to be doing more of these long duration streams like this. I'm actually going to try to get a dedicated computer just so I can do these 24/7 streams, that I can just leave them up so people can interact and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it, guys. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. And take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.